Uh, any TT I like, but I've seen nicer courses for me personally, but it's super fast and flat, and that's not 100% how I like it, but I'm happy with any TT.
Next question.
Yeah, Tom. Simon Yates has kind of been the big surprise of this Giro. Is he a surprise for you as calm as he's been since he's been in the mountain?
Yes. I knew. I mean, he's always been a strong rider the past years already, and he's making. He's still young, so he's making steps every year. That I saw already the last few years, but now he really stepped up his game, and like I did last year actually, and that's for him nice. For me, not so much.
Tom, I understand that you like TT parkour better when it's hilly, but in comparison with the competitors you are competing with now, Simon Yates, for instance, is it maybe for you more of an advantage that it's more flat because he's more of a climber than you?
No, I don't think so, because it's super fast, and if you go in a TT position with the tailwind that we had today in the recon, I don't know, they say it's going to change, or there could be headwind instead of tailwind, but if it's tailwind like today, then even if you do only 300 watts, you go already 50k an hour, and I cannot. Eventually, there's a limit to how much faster you can go. So then time differences will not be very big, I guess. But it depends a bit on the wind, how it is tomorrow. So I think differences would be bigger if it would be slightly more hilly, even if it's GC riders battling it.
Can you tell somebody crashing at the recon, or this time not?
No, no, this time not.
Could you describe the course? Where are the difficulties, or are there difficulties at all?
No. Yeah, of course. In any TT there's some difficulties, but it's completely different than Jerusalem. Jerusalem was one of the most difficult TTs I ever did, technically. And this one is pretty straightforward. It's just along the highway, fast, and there's a few corners, especially at the end, and at the end it goes also slightly up and down. But it's not a lot. It's most of the time just straightforward, pushing power in a straight line. So, but that's also I've won TTs like that, so I'm not concerned.
Simon was saying that he expects to lose a lot of time to you tomorrow. What any projections on your side? How much you think you could take, or what you'd like to take? Or?
I have no idea, but if the wind is like today, I think the differences will be small, and he would have to do a really bad TT to lose his jersey to me. I think. So, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see tomorrow.
Tom, is winning the TT again for you a goal, or are the guys who are not fighting for the GC in a big advantage tomorrow?
Maybe they have a slight advantage, of course, because they could take it easier the last few days, if that was possible. But also that it depends on the wind, because I know from some TT guys that they lost a little more time than they would normally do, just because they can start early, because the wind could change during the day here, so it could be completely the opposite. And then it's of course not possible for me to win it. And to come back to your question, yes, it's a goal to win this. I would love to win another stage.
The Prato Nervoso stage is almost identical to the Europa stage last year, apart from the distance of the stage, but the climb is very similar. It's even in the same region. It's completely flat for the final climb. that somewhere where you think you might even have an advantage over Yates on a climb like that?
I don't know if I have an advantage, but it's definitely a stage that suits me better than a stage with 5 mountains. I like stages like that. It's just easy, and then one time the maximum output. Yeah. But like how Yates is riding now, then I think I don't have the advantage over him on climbs. But yeah, but we'll see what happens.
Tom, have you any idea how to crack him?
No, but so far not. He's been riding really, really well, also tactically, and he didn't make any mistakes on so far, and he's been in excellent shape. There's all kinds of tactical stuff that you can do, but then you still have to drop him first. I wouldn't know where to do that at the moment, but I'm just waiting, and I hopefully this moment will come, and then that's all I can do. And if the moment arises, then for sure I will take it. But first tomorrow, we'll see how that will be.
If you gain the pink jersey tomorrow, when you are back on the fight, if you don't get the jersey, the Giro is already decided?
The Giro is not decided until Rome. Anything can happen, but like I said already, the past few days, if it would be quite remarkable how the situation is now, that I would take it to Rome. But yeah, like I said, anything can happen, and stranger things have happened in the past in Grand Tours in the 3rd week. So I'm keeping my hopes up, and yeah, I just fight every day until Rome.
What's it been like watching Chris Froome? He's going to have some troubles during this Giro. He's obviously been the king of the Grand Tours for many years. What's been your impression of Froome during this Giro?
I think he's not at his level that he won four Tour de France's, I guess. But the way he won Monte Zoncolan was a showing of him being back, and maybe he got a little bit of a setback yesterday again. But yeah, you could see that he still has a level somewhere, but or somewhere. It was there on Monte Zoncolan, but not every day, and that's not his usual self, I guess.
What's your impression of yourself? How you are performing?
Very good, actually. I'm happy with my shape. I'm happy with how I'm riding. I also didn't make any mistakes until now, and tactically and physically I'm actually in a good place, and there's just at the moment one rider better. And then yeah, sometimes cycling is like that, and yeah, right now I'm just accepting that fact and hoping for the tide to turn, and maybe it will, maybe it won't. That's that's all I can say.
You know, sad is not making any mistake, being in a great shape, but not leading the GC.
No, you cannot be always the very best every race. You see that also on with Froome. I mean, yeah, it happens. Sometimes you're not the best. Yeah, that's life. That's cycling, I guess. So I think I'm in good shape and on a great level. There's just one better.
Tom, before the Giro, you told me that you like the Giro because it reminds you on the cycling in your youth. And is that feeling the same in this Giro you are enjoying the stages?
I'm still enjoying it. So,
yeah,
well, it's quite a bit of suffering, and I'm not enjoying it all the time. But I still have a smile on my face, and I love to be here. So, yeah, I'm still with full motivation to fight until Rome.
okay, good.
You mentioned Froome's win on Zoncolan, and the times up there were remarkable. The finishing times up the hill, mountain really. There's some talk in social media about the times being almost incredible. Looking at them among the 2007 times, some other, among the top 10 times. What do you think? Is it understandable that there's doubt of the performance that Peloton has been able to pull up this year?
I had quite a good time myself, so and now it was the fastest year I think after 2007. Yeah, I had also a really good climbing time on Europa last year, and
but do you think that people who are doubting the overall performance or the strength of the peloton is understandable?
Well, I understand that people ask questions if times are being that fast. That with the pace of cycling, I can completely understand that there are questions, but yeah, I know I did it clean. So, or you don't have to believe me, but I know for myself that I did it clean, and I only lost a little bit of time on Froome, or half a minute or a little more. So I think yeah. What can I say about it? I can understand that there are questions, but what answer do you want to know, or what do you want me to say?
Last question.
Can you compare your climbing abilities with last year and the year before? Is there do you still make progression?
That's it's always difficult to compare a level to because you're not doing exactly the same race, maybe I'm now pushing less watts, but I'm more tired because of the Giro being harder, so it's always difficult to say how the level is, but I have the feeling that I'm sort of the same level as last year, and then I had the advantage of 2 long time trials and less mountain stages, and now I don't have that advantage.
Question not on the Giro. The UCI have announced that they're going to scrap the Team Town Trial at the World Championships after this year. You guys won it in Bergen. What do you think about that? The teams obviously.
Yeah, well, for us it was a nice event always. I also don't know the reason that they stopped it, so I don't really have an opinion or nothing to say about it.
He said maybe it could go back to national teams. I don't know. Would you like that?
No, I wouldn't like that. No, I think that's too big of an issue to get. You need to train on that kind of stuff, and you have all different kinds of material and helmets, and for me that makes no sense to do it national teams.
Thank you for the attention. We move on to